Boo! Did I scare you? Well, you better not have jumped, because today we're watching top 10 most disturbing Wikipedia pages. Bro, let me show you the time. It is 1:06. I hope you can see this. 1:06 a.m. I have to go to sleep in a bit because I have online school tomorrow, and I'm watching this before sleep. I don't think I'm gonna get any sleep today, but let's do it.
Kids with
Don't get scared.
pits for eyes, people committing patricide, and a set of twins that might have been psychic. We have it all on today's most amazing top 10 list. Coming in number 10, we have the black-eyed children. Do y'all like creepypastas? Of course you do. This is most amazing top 10. There's a 100% chance that most of the people who watch this channel want to see some creepy content. It is the cornerstone of what we are about. Well, here is a creepypasta before creepypastas. The wiki page about the black-eyed children covers the urban legend that might have been started in Texas.
That's not real, is it?
Supernatural kids who've been walking around the countryside and obviously
that can't
have
be real.
black pits for eyes. There are a few people who have claimed to encounter these demonic children, but there haven't been any photos or any real proof that they are real, so it has people...
If I see a child with black eyes like that looking at me, and it's like there's no one around, I'm slapping that kid. I don't care. Smack. Smack on the face. He's gonna fly across the whole United States. I'm not kidding. I'm slapping a kid if he does that to me. Look at me with black eyes.
It has now reached legendary status.
Yeah, see, that girl would be gone if I slapped her. One backhand. She's gone.
Obviously, it wouldn't be anything good, but some think that an encounter with them could mean your own children are in danger. Or if you see them while you're pregnant or your partner is pregnant, then it could mean that you are about to give birth to a black-eyed child to join their ranks. And guys, make sure you hit that like button because it really helps us out.
I'm not pregnant, so
coming in number 9, we have the black dog ghost. The legend of the black dog is something that goes back hundreds of years, and it's unknown where the legend started. It was for sure somewhere in Europe, but it could have been Germany, Britain, France, or any of the countries in the surrounding area. The wiki page covers the legend.
What happened?
Why is my stepmom so obsessed with that zucchini?
Yo, what is this ad?
I love it.
I'm not even gonna. Don't worry about that.
Creature, said to be a ghostly
if you know, you know.
black dog that roams the streets at night, and if you see it, it could be twice the size of a normal dog and have glowing red eyes. There are a lot of myths that are attached to this spectral canine. The common ones are that if you see it, it means you're going to die very soon. Others say that it could be the devil himself scoping out a new soul that he wishes to
it's
make
just
a
a
deal
dog.
with. But all the legends have some layer of truth to them. And the story of the black dog
what
could be
is he
referencing
talking
when
about?
old rabid
Just a
dogs
dog,
used
bro.
to walk the streets of Europe. So running into them could have been a life or death scenario. You would have some dog in front of you late at night ready to kill you, and one
people
bite
like to
from
make
it
up stuff,
could
bro.
give you a
Don't believe
disease
this.
that there is no way of curing. Coming in at number 8, we have the disappearance of Ben.
That wasn't scary. Don't worry about it.
Now, if you're a scuba
Disappearance
diver who
of
loves to
Ben
go swimming around in underwater caves and then you go missing, well, there's a good chance that you might have got lost in an underwater cave system and ran out of air. That's what everyone assumed happened to Ben McDaniels, but this is where the story gets weird. There were several massive searches that were launched. Teams of divers went through the caves where he should have been, and there was nothing found. An investigation was launched, and some people suspected that he could have been killed by some sort of mysterious person and had his body moved before anyone clued into what was going on. Coming in
How would a
7,
person be underwater that whole time to kill Ben McDaniel? That is so stupid. That makes no sense. How would a person be under there waiting for him? Humans can't breathe underwater.
Vincent. We live in such an automated world that it was only a matter of time before something like this was going to happen. Joyce Vincent passed away in her home. She was quite young, and it's unknown what took her life. It's speculated that it was some sort of complication with her heart. There was no sign that anyone broke into her home and attacked her, which is somewhat comforting. But here's the wild part of the story. She wasn't found until 3 years after she died. Her life was set up in such a way where she had all of her bills and rent on autopay. Everything that needed needed to be done for her could be done through some sort of app or machine, so no one noticed she was gone. It took some time, but eventually she started to receive some fines, which stacked up to the point where the police got involved and they came to break down her door. When they found her body, there was almost nothing left except for a skeleton.
Imagine you walk into that. I hope that's not real.
Her life
I hope
moved
that's not
on
real.
without her, even after she died. Coming in number 6,
That was
we have
Josie,
Lizzie
whatever
Borden.
her name was.
For this story, we need to go back to the 1800s.
But what are
The
these
Wiki page
names?
of Lizzie Borden breaks down her early life and what she is most famous for, which is the suspected killing
getting
of her
scared. I'm
father
looking
and
behind me and shit.
stepmother. Her 2 parents were killed with an axe, and even though she was tried for the case, she was never found guilty. On the Wiki page, it goes into detail on how the case went and why she wasn't found guilty. And although the pictures are old, the pictures of the bodies found are very disturbing. The whole thing is so
Okay, what is she
eerie, and it
bending down
gets
like that
even
for?
creepier when you
Get
find
up.
out that she committed all the crimes with an axe. Coming in at number
It's not even
5, we
scary,
have the
it's
effects of
something else.
spaceflight on your body. It would seem that in the near future we might all be able to go to space. To think that our parents would have seen the first moon landing, and now we might actually be able to walk around in the same place as Neil Armstrong, even though we're just some regular dudes. Well, even though this would seem cool as hell, going to space can have some pretty harsh effects on your body. Did you know that people who spend too much time in space can come back and be short?
What the?
Meet Shadowcast. This little guy
Don't
lets you
worry, guys.
connect any game
No ads.
console to any.
Shorter.
Skipping them, you
Not
won't
a
see them,
thing
don't
you
worry.
want to hear if you're a dude. I don't think there's any dude who looked in the mirror and thought, oh my god, I wish I was shorter. But that is because zero gravity can actually cause your bones to decay. Wait, what? Yeah, there's no pressure on your bones, so they start to wither away and your spine will start to shrink. And that is just
You
one
get
of
taller?
the many terrible things that can happen to you if you spend too much time in space.
That's
Coming
not
in at
bad.
number 4, we have
I
the
want that.
ultimate
What the
fate of the universe.
want that.
There are so many things about the
I'm only
universe
5
that
foot,
we
like
don't
7,
know.
5'8".
And when we don't know something, we will
With the
speculate
shoes, I'm
on it
6'3",
until we
but
find
with
the
that, I
truth.
wanna be
And
taller.
in terms of the fate of the universe, I doubt we will ever have the answer within our lifetime. But in the meantime, we have some pretty frightening theories about what could happen. One of them is the Big Rip. It's the idea that dark matter will eventually start to become so prominent in the universe that it will push and rip everything apart until there is nothing left, until the universe is a barren and lifeless void, just a void of nothingness that will cease to exist. Then there is the idea of the Big Crunch. Now, you know that the common theory of the universe starting is the Big Bang. Everything that ever was exploding out of a center point. Well, the Big Crunch is the reverse of that. The idea that eventually the momentum that is causing the universe to expand will stop, and everything will start to move inwards until the entire universe collapses onto itself and explodes out again in another Big Bang. Yeah, I won't be here for that, so I'm not worried about it, but that's still a frightening thought if that theory is real. A restart to life is
I don't know. I'm not
Coming in
scientific.
number
I didn't
three,
know
we
what
have a
any
list of unidentified
what he said.
bodies in the
I didn't
US.
understand a
People
thing.
go missing all the time, or pass away
List
for
of
unknown reasons, or bodies pop up and no one knows where they came from. Sometimes these people can be connected back to families and their killers can be caught, but other times their bodies never get a name or a face put to them. On this wiki page is a list of unidentified bodies in the US. There are some
does she look like
cases
that?
have been opened, but the bodies are still a mystery. Now, why would this happen? Sometimes
You know what
people
I'm
go missing
smiling at.
and they are never
You know.
reported. Maybe they weren't close to anyone, so no one noticed that they were gone. Sometimes their face could be matched or is unrecognizable. That is also something that can happen. Fingerprints aren't in the system, or their DNA isn't traced back to any person. They don't have any dental records that can be linked to anyone. All of these could be reasons that someone is never identified. Coming into the number 2 spot, we have the Silent Twins. Back in the 1960s, there were 2 twin girls who grew up to be some of the strangest people ever recorded. They were June and Jennifer Gibson. As the girls grew up, everyone noticed that they would never speak to anyone except for each other and their younger sister. Not their parents, not their teachers, not even other kids. No
Okay.
one except for one another. And no one ever knew what they were saying because they wouldn't speak English. They would talk in a mysterious language that only the 2 of them could understand. Their parents had no idea what to do with these girls, and this wasn't because they were unable to communicate with other people. The 2 girls were very intelligent, but as a parent, you obviously want to help your child be normal. So they sent the girls to separate boarding schools, and that did not work at all. Both the girls shut down,
Just-
becoming almost completely unresponsive to everyone.
Bro, why would you do this? if your kids are geniuses together, just let it be. Like Bill Gates was an introvert. Yeah, he was an introvert, but he was a genius. So just let him be. Why would you separate them? That's stupid. Because they just said they were intelligent. Why would you? Stupid parents, I swear. I'm gonna be a good dad.
Everything around them until they were brought back together.
How many
Hey, I got
ads do
something
you
to
have,
say for
man?
you. Hey, how much money did you make last month?
How much money do you make, bro? This video is making like 10k of
Now,
these
you would
3
expect them
ads.
to live a
Holy,
long life
calm
together,
down.
Even though they were a little strange, but for some reason, something
I would
dark
never
was
put
awakened
that many
inside of
ads in
them.
my
They
videos,
started
bro.
to light fires and became such prolific arsonists that they had to be institutionalized. They were locked up for 11 years, and then one day came to the conclusion that one twin must die for the other to live. Jennifer was the one chosen by the pair.
How the
And
hell
to
did
this
they come
day,
to that conclusion?
No one knows how she died. It would seem as if she just chose to die and her body stopped working. And coming in the
Oh,
number
wow.
one spot, we have COINTELPRO.
Don't know if
Now
I believe
let's
that, but
peek into what the American government has been doing behind our backs. We like to think that the government is never doing anything illegal because they are the ones making the laws, but after things like the NSA leak, we know that none of that is true. COINTELPRO is a breakdown of some of the most heinous things that the FBI
Anus?
has ever done. Most of these acts center around
What'd you
how
say?
they have gone out of their way time and time again to disrupt several political movements in the states to make sure that nothing stops the flow of money to the top. They were involved in killing leaders of the Black Panthers, shutting down Native American organizations, stomping out movements for women's rights, pushing back and trying to frame civil rights leaders, and at one point they even tried to motivate Americans to kill other Americans. All of this stuff sounds like it would be the operation of some sort of terrorist organization, but when you realize it's all government-funded projects, it really makes you start to get scared and wonder if they're watching and listening right now. All right, guys, that has been our list.
oh no, guys. Oh, bro, that scared me. I know, but the last one, is too political for me. I don't understand that much, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.